Welcome to another video on study abroad. And so the good news is today we had a great meeting with the vendor, and we were finally able to finalize the type of industries we would be able to visit. So that's why I'm now able to create this team project video. And as you can see from the syllabus, we have a consulting report. This is 350 points. And what I did was I combined that with your presentation, 165 and 350. So you are welcome. So you're basically going to be doing the presentation based on the consulting report. So let me show you what it is. So this is the team project. And again, I'll include the link over here. And you will be able to see it in Blackboard under team project. So this is where you would be uploading consulting report and the presentation. All right, let's go to this. So consulting report is 20 to 25 pages, which includes cover page, title page, references. Okay. The presentation should be 18 to 20 minutes long, and make sure everybody in the team should present. And all of them should present for roughly equal amount of time. So if there are 4 people in the team, so everybody should roughly present for 4.5, 5 minutes. You could use Prezi or PowerPoint, and you could use Zoom as well, or something similar for recording. Once you record it, you upload the video on YouTube and then submit the link on Blackboard. Make sure you name your files in this way, as it is much easier for me to download the files and also save them under your proper team name. So this is your course, TP is team project, and A is your team letter. And upload your papers on Blackboard under team project paper, consulting report, like just I showed you. Let me go back over here. So like here, and presentation is going to be here. Presentation will be your PowerPoint, Prezi, as well as link to your videos. So by the way, ideally what you may want to do is when you are doing the recording for your presentation, you may want to have a Zoom meeting, and so everybody can be there at the same time, and you can record it and upload the recording on YouTube, then the link on Blackboard. Now, for whatever reason, if all of you cannot be present at the same time, then you could upload separate videos of you presenting, but make sure you give proper sequence. So like, let's say if John's video is first, then Lisa's, so then team video 1 would be John's, team video 2 would be Lisa's video. So make sure you have some way for me to see which sequence I need to watch the videos in. Okay, so let's move on. So team project overview. Let me make this slightly bigger. Okay. So in this, sorry, got a little bit of cough, allergies. Actually, it's almost 1:20 a.m. making this video. Busy day. Anyway, so you're running a company, which is a company in the US, and you're thinking of expanding into both South Korea and Taiwan. And your company operates, and you have to pick one of the industries. Your choices are high-tech, auto, retail, entertainment, textile, and sustainable agriculture, okay? So let me pick an industry that is not part of this. So this way, you'll understand by me giving you an example. So let's say I pick healthcare as the industry. And by the way, the last day to pick an industry is about a week from today, is next Wednesday at midnight. and give your company a name. Like what I mentioned, let's say I picked healthcare sector. The reason I'm picking healthcare is because if I were to pick another sector, I'll be giving you the answers. So I don't want to do that. So by the way, the industries are on a first come, first serve basis. So make sure you email me at least your three choices. So, 1, 2, 3. So if the first one is not available, I can give you the others. Also try to, create your own company. So since I mentioned I picked healthcare, so I'm going to say my company is Houston Children's Hospital, although it doesn't exist, but it's kind of similar to Texas Children's Hospital. I made it up for the sake of explaining this assignment to you. So structure of this paper presentation, write, talk about what you're going to write, talk about. So basically, since it's a paper as well as a presentation, so you're going to be writing about it in your paper and talking about it in your presentation. So briefly, you're mentioning who's going to be doing what. Like John is doing, let's say, this country analysis, Mary is going to do competitive analysis, so on and so forth. Okay, the next part is give a brief overview of what your company is about, products and services its offers. So like I picked Houston, that's again made up company, Houston Children's Hospital. Similarly, you're gonna make up your own company. For example, if you picked auto industry, you could, you could come up with another company, say Meisler, which is kind of like similar to Chrysler, or something like that. So it's a company that you're starting. Okay, so that's the introduction part. And then for these parts below this, you're supposed to identify opportunities, challenges that your company might face, and also use charts, graph statistics to support your analysis. The first thing is you're going to do a country analysis, which is PESTEL analysis, and you're supposed to briefly explain these factors and pick 3 factors relevant to your company and from each of this acronym. So let me go over here and show you what I mean by that is, all right. So, by the way, you probably already know, PESTEL stands for political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors. So out of these, you're supposed to pick 3. So under political, you're supposed to pick 3, okay? Under economic, you're gonna again pick 3. So out of these, for each of these, you are picking 3 factors. All the factors are listed over here. So let's say in my case, I picked the Houston Children's Hospital. So let's say if I am going to, let's say, think about the labor law. I mean, again, pick the ones that are applicable to your company. So the reason I'm picking labor law is hospitals. So you have doctors, nurses. What are the laws as far as hiring people is concerned? If, let's say, there are lots of restrictions on firing people, doctors, nurses, or other staff, then that would be a challenge if you want to start your company. Then another challenge, again, I'm picking another aspect from politics, which is, let's say, government policy. If the government does not allow outside entities to start without partnering with the local partner, then that would also be a challenge, right? Let's say another one over here would be, let's say, corruption. If the country is really corrupt, then it may provide challenges or pose challenges to starting your company. So let me do one more. And as I mentioned, you are supposed to pick 3 for each of these and talk about it. So let's just pick over here. Let's say disposable income would be important. And again, pick the factors that are important for your company. Since this is a children's hospital, as you know, the patient's parents should have money to spend on your hospital. Then unemployment rates, if a lot of people are unemployed, then they probably may not have money to pay for the health services that you provide. Another factor would be, let's say, economic growth. If the country is experiencing good economic growth, then people would have money to spend on healthcare. Okay, so on and so forth. So you are picking 3 factors from each of these. So this is 6 of these. So total 6 times 3 is 18 factors. Okay. Then Porter's 5 forces, again, as I mentioned, you're supposed to pick 3 factors from each of these. So 3 over here, 3 here, 3 here, rather here, here, here. Okay, so not this one. All right. So let's pick the first one, which is, let's say, brand loyalty. And again, whatever is applicable to you, if it is positive for you, you're gonna put a plus sign. If it's not a positive for you, you're gonna put a negative sign. Let's say nobody knows Houston Children's Hospital, so we're gonna say it's negative for us if you're starting Houston Children's Hospital in, let's say, Taiwan or South Korea. And again, you have to look at both the countries, not just one or the other. Another one, let's say, capital requirements is if it costs a lot of money to start a hospital, then this is going to be in our favor, meaning we have the money, but somebody trying to enter the market may not have as much money, right? Then government policy, if the policy does not allow you to start your own, you have to partner with a local partner, then it would be negative. So I guess you are getting the gist of it. So for each of these, you're going to pick 3. So these are 5. So you're total picking 15 factors, okay, that would be applicable to your company. The next one is entry mode. So briefly explain what these entry modes are and see if it is applicable to you or not. Let me show you over here. See, briefly explain each of the modes and their applicability to your company. Then pick the mode that is most suitable and explain the rationale for the same. So let's go back over here. So let's just say I give you, I tell you what these modes are. And let's say because of government restrictions, I cannot have my my own hospital there. So I have to go joint venture or partnership. So, that's what I will be mentioning, or you should be mentioning in your report as to which mode would be most suitable based on the existing laws, rules, regulations. Okay, so briefly discuss these modes and see which ones are applicable and which one would be most suitable for your company. Okay, now here comes the Hofstede's cultural dimensions. So let's say, I'm going to picture, let's say this. And again, you're supposed to discuss all of these, but I'm just giving you brief explanations. I don't want to make this video too long. So let's say South Korea and Taiwan are very high on orientation, meaning they're thinking long term. So they would be, the way you would be able to market your services is, since it's Houston Children's Hospital, you will, it is better for children, kids' health, and it is good for the country as well. So that's how you would market your services, because the population or the people are long-term oriented. So healthcare or children's hospital would be able to help them achieve that goal of long-term health for their kids. Okay, so similarly, you discuss all of these factors, and in addition, you need to as also talk about the other factors, which is the unique business customs, etiquettes, practices, gift giving, so on and so forth, and also how do you communicate? What are the do's and don'ts? How do you communicate orally, non-verbally, things like that. Finally, summarize the key points and um, make sure that the conclusion flows from the analysis. The conclusion could be, after looking at all the factors, you decided that you are going to start your own wholly owned subsidiary based on these factors. And at the same time, this is how you're going to treat your employee. This is how you're going to market your products, things like that. And finally, how many points do you expect and why? This is just like a checklist, so you can go back and see, if you have covered everything. All right, so that's it for this video about that. And here are some other tips about your writing style. Make sure you use a table of content. Use proper headings, subheadings. There are some people that here just keep writing essays upon essays. It's like throwing up on the paper. That's terrible. Make sure you you have headings, subheadings, some bullets, highlights to break the paper. You want to guide the reader. You don't want to overwhelm the reader. Okay. Also use charts, graphs, some statistics to support your arguments. Also make sure you cover everything that is asked of. And presentation style, as I mentioned, use Zoom. Talk to ID if you have technical issues. Everyone needs to present. And if your presentation is less than 18 minutes, points may be deducted. If it's more than 20 minutes, points may be deducted too. And from my past experience, what happens is one person in the team talks on and on for 10-15 minutes and the rest talk for 2-3 minutes. No, we want everyone to present for roughly same amount of time. Okay. Then finally, you guys love the ninja skills. So here I'm going to tell you something interesting. Is people and their decision-making skills. So let's say you're dealing with someone and you don't know. I mean, should you push that person to make a decision to either hire you, promote you, buy from you, or should you let them decide? Okay. So one rule of thumb is to look at how people talk. The way people talk, that's how they think and that's how they make decisions. So let me give you extremes. So if somebody talks really, really slowly, that doesn't mean they're dumb. It just means that they take time to decide. So in that case, don't rush them, give them plenty of information because they are very likely to be thorough. They want to check and verify everything. Sorry about the noise. It's the cleaning crew. It's almost 1:30 a.m. Anyway, so somebody that is slow, like they talk slowly, that means they need lots of information and they need their own time to come up with the decision. If you force them, they're more likely to say no. On the other extreme is there are people that talk fast, fast, fast. They're wearing flashy clothes and they seem to be always in a hurry. So for those people, make sure you give them like the ending first. Start with the end in mind and give them a brief summary and tell them that if they need more information, you'll be more than happy to provide that information. So two different styles. I give you the extremes. One is the people that talk slowly, very likely they think through things, and they decide slowly as well. And again, there's no such thing as good or bad, but you need to make sure you understand the person before you push them to make a decision. By the way, all the things that I tell you, ninja skills, now make sure you use it ethically. All right. So to quickly recap, you are doing this consulting project. Okay. So this is the team project. So consulting report is 350 points. Presentation is 165 points. And this is where you can see it on Blackboard. It is under course content, under like all the way down here, team project. That's where it is. This is how where you can upload the consulting report, and this is for your presentation. And if you have any questions, just rewatch this video or even ask me questions, right? So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in future videos. And by the way, I'm very excited about the South Korea and Taiwan trip, and very soon we will give you even more details, and look forward to seeing you in future lectures, videos. And also we'll have some more Zoom sessions about the trip, all right? So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in other videos.